You keep waiting to feel motivated. You tell yourself you'll start when it feels right, when you have more energy, when you're in the right mood, when things finally line up, but that moment never really comes. And deep down, you already know that. Because motivation is unpredictable. Some days it's there, most days it's not, and when it's not, everything feels heavier. Simple things feel harder. Starting feels like effort, so you wait, you delay. You push things to later, you tell yourself you'll do it tomorrow. And tomorrow quietly turns into next week, and next week becomes someday. And the more this repeats, the more normal it feels. Like this is just how things are. Like this is just how you work. But the people who actually move forward don't rely on motivation. They don't wait for the feeling. They don't wait for the right moment. They start even when it feels wrong, even when they don't feel ready. And that's the difference. You've been taught that motivation comes first, that you need to feel ready before you act, that you need energy before you begin. But it doesn't work like that, because motivation is a reaction. It comes after action, not before it. You don't feel motivated and then start. You start, and then motivation follows. And when you wait for it, you stay exactly where you are, thinking about starting instead of actually starting. Waiting feels safe. It feels like you're being patient, like you're preparing, like you're doing things the right way, but you're not. You're avoiding discomfort because starting without motivation feels unnatural. It feels forced. It feels like resistance, and your instinct is to avoid that, to wait until it feels easier, until it feels right. But that feeling doesn't come first. It comes after you begin, after you move, after you push through the resistance. And the longer you avoid that moment, the harder it becomes to face it, because now it's not just about starting. It's about breaking a pattern of waiting, of delaying, of telling yourself you'll do it later, and later keeps moving further away until nothing happens at all, until you get used to the idea of not starting, used to thinking about it instead of doing it, used to imagining change instead of creating it, and that becomes your normal. And the longer you stay in that pattern, the more natural it feels. You stop questioning it, you stop noticing it, it just becomes part of your routine. You wake up, you think about what you should do, and then you don't do it. Not because you can't, but because you've trained yourself not to. You've trained yourself to wait, to hesitate, to delay, to look for a feeling that never actually arrives. And over time, that starts to shape your identity. You begin to see yourself as someone who struggles to start, someone who needs motivation, someone who needs the right moment, but that's not who you are. That's just the pattern you've been repeating. And patterns can change, but only when you break them, only when you act before you feel ready, only when you stop waiting and start moving. So ask yourself this: am I waiting to feel motivated or just avoiding starting? Because motivation isn't coming, it never was. And the longer you wait for it, the longer nothing happens.